Hey, welcome to Real People. I'm Stephanie Allensworth. Today I'm sitting here having a great conversation with Patricia Maltz, and Patricia is currently working on redeveloping you, or rediscovering you. Sorry
yes,
about that.
You bet. Rediscovering
and we're
you.
rediscovering our conversation right now.
It's a great plan.
Yeah. So, tell us about how you got started in all this, and you helping women in particular.
Well, it's been an interesting journey. And Rediscovering You is really about creating space for women who are at the point of feeling like they've maybe lost their way, or they aren't sure what they want to do next, that life is changing. Maybe they're in a divorce, it could be an empty nester, it could be a change in work, any number of things that gets them to the point of saying, where did I lose myself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
right.
And sometimes, we forget that we have hobbies we want to pursue, or we have things that we love to do, but we've put them aside for children and families and and work and all that kind of stuff. So Rediscovering You is an organization that helps women get back on track and has a community where it's safe to talk about those things.
Right.
Okay, and so we have virtual meetings, we have in-person meetings, we have a newsletter, and then I just recently launched a new course called Rediscovering You, Revitalized and Reignited. And that's for people who are ready to take the step of joining this program. It's generally about a 6-week one-to-one coaching with me directly to say, okay, where are you at? Where do you want to go? What do you believe? What are the issues that you're facing, and how can I help you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to get their whole backstory as well,
Yes.
figure out what they're going through in general, and then, so there's got to be a lot of components to that. Where they've been, what happened, how did they lose themselves in the first place, what wasn't working,
Right.
and where do you want to go from here?
Right, and one of the other pieces that I always like to gather is, what is your behavior style? Okay, how do you approach problems, influence people, what pace do you like to work at, and do you follow rules? Okay, I don't follow any rules, so just so you know.
You're thinking, oh, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, but all of us have a different style that we bring to anything, and if I know that, then I can help you say, this is how we should approach it. This is going to be more comfortable with you, this is more natural for you, and give yourself grace. Give yourself some time.
Yeah.
There's all those pieces. The other thing that I really like to get clear about is what beliefs are driving your life. Okay, because we all have beliefs, and those beliefs, 85% of them we're not even aware of. But they show up when you say you have to, you must, in order to, you should. Any of those kind of words are followed by what you believe. Okay, and that's what's driving your life, and you may not even be aware of it.
Well, I think sometimes they are even excuses.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got to do this, so I can't do that. What's something that you would really actually want to do, but you feel committed to doing something that you really don't want to do?
Right, but why is it you think you got to do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, then we need to talk.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah, we'll have a lot
of
fun. It's easy and you'll pass. Because all behavior, all of our behavior styles are correct for each individual person.
Yeah.
Okay, there isn't a right or wrong, and it's then how do you leverage that behavior to accomplish what you want to do? Okay?
Yeah, I guess it sounds complicated, but it's not, is it?
No, it really isn't.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It's joyful, and we want to keep it that way.
Then discovering yourself again after, whatever trauma, made you want to start over again.
Yes.
Yeah, the restart button,
Yes.
Boom. I'm sure that there's some healing and some fear. Like, I think a lot of people are in fear of, and women in general tend to lock themselves in fear because they're not aware or just afraid to take the first step.
Right.
Is that right?
They don't have the confidence
Yeah.
in themselves, and there's often unsure, and if they've been in a relationship that wasn't a positive one, can have really affected their ability to make decisions.
Yeah.
And to trust themselves.
Yeah.
You know, that's a really, I have a gal in Texas who, you know, has been in a narcissistic relationship that has been just terrible. And the poor girl's, you know, got all sorts of things going on. But she is really making progress on learning to trust that she can make good decisions. And
Is she away from the narcissist now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
not easy because they like to blame you.
Oh, and have for many years.
Yeah,
Yeah. But she's really doing, and she and her children are doing really well. And he's hiding out someplace, so we don't care about that.
Yeah.
We can't deal with that. So,
Yeah.
but
Keep hiding.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
but
still looking for you. I swear I'll find you.
yeah. So it's been an interesting journey. I
Yeah.
really feel like I'm helping women today. And
How long has this been in place, this particular
the Rediscovering You is about 4 years old with me. It was founded by a gal named Barb Greenberg here in the Twin Cities, and she had gone through her own life change and wrote several books. And I'm hoping when she comes to Minnesota in August that you'll want to interview her, because she will have her new latest book ready.
Oh,
so,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but she's helped a lot of people, and her book, The Seasons of Divorce, won a local award. So yeah, it's an award-winning book. So she's got really good
Nice.
stuff going.
That sounds interesting, The Seasons of Divorce.
Yes. Oh, she's a really good writer.
Oh.
You'll love it.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
really good. So
Well, speaking of writing, I think you were also mentioning a little bit ago about, before we started taping here, about books that you're working on for another great cause.
yes, I have a client out in Massachusetts who was a psychologist, and she worked with really challenging situations for families. And she has put together a series of books for children that are around things like mother is ill, and how do we as a family support, and how do the children and the spouse connect, and how does the community support? You know, just, and so there's a whole component of a plan that can support that activity. And then she's got several others on loss of a child, on the grandparents being ill, that kind of thing. So a whole series of books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of things that families are going through right now that, you know, and Minnesota, people are just like, we don't talk about that. No, we don't discuss those things.
I do.
Just pretend like they don't happen here. And it's not healthy to
No.
stuff all that away,
No.
especially for children, because the children, and I'll say this from my own experience, I wasn't told the truth growing up about my situation. And so it led me to start to ask questions, and it's like, well, you know, it's like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, you won't understand. It's like, children will understand.
Yeah.
They need to understand.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's important. So it's important work that you're doing.
Well, and it really is important work, and children need the support. The parents need the support. We don't teach parents how to be parents. We we just teach them how to have sex. You know, we don't teach them how to be parents. And that's a real challenge for our families to how to really be a parent and how to be inclusive and how to really listen to your children and all of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
What I was sharing with you earlier was that my life mission has been around families and children. And I was involved as a family daycare mom initially with my own children. I had 2 children, and then I had 5 family daycare kids. And so I was a busy lady. But at any rate, I then did child nutrition in a number of states and had a lot of kids involved in that program. And it just continues to be a life mission. So having this piece with women, rediscovering themselves is really important. The books out of Massachusetts are important. I have another gal in Savannah, Georgia, who is creating a series of stories about the African American population, so that the children can learn how they lived before slavery in Africa, what happened with slavery, and now in the United States. I mean, it's just going to be a really interesting series. So lots of fun things.
Wow, that sounds like it could be, a really deep topic as well, because it's timely right now because of the division that is being created artificially, by the way.
That's right.
And it's my opinion anyway, but
you're welcome to it. Believe me, I'm with you.
But and I think there's a lot of room for understanding, and with kids, like if you've worked with kids as a daycare or a bit beyond, you've seen some of these things happening to kids that they don't understand what's happening. Why is my mom sick? Why did my mom die? Where did my dad go? How come he's gone?
Right.
Or did I do something wrong? Was it me? Because kids tend to blame themselves.
Oh, please.
And then women tend to blame themselves too, because that's how we are,
Yes, and so do men.
Yeah.
Because
not if they're narcissists, though.
Well, no, but as a individual, we don't always have the confidence, or we weren't taught how to make decisions and be confident about ourselves. And so there's a lot of people that are needing support, whether it's children, teenagers,
Talk about transitions, because, as you go through life from, the child to the preteen to the teen to the young adult and on and on and on. What were you talking about? The seasons of life?
Seasons of divorce.
Seasons of divorce. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of like the seasons of life too.
Amen.
Where it's almost like you're living all these separate lives until you form yourself into the person you want to be.
That's right.
Like I was saying earlier, it's my toolbox, as I try all these different things and sample things.
Yes.
Like I see you, like me, as a sampler of different things, but you seem very, very centered in the family dynamic.
Right.
And that is exactly where you're needed.
Well, thank you.
I can see that.
Thank you.
I can see that. And you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. I have a lot of fun doing it, and I feel like I'm making a contribution. I still feel like my children are going, "What are you doing? Why are you doing it?"
Yeah. What about us?
Yeah. They're fine. They'll be just fine.
They'll be just fine. You raised them.
Yeah, amen. Yeah, they're really good people, and they've have good families, good children as well, and
that's
so
awesome.
yeah. So
you're a grandma then?
I'm a grandmother and a great grandmother. I have a 6-year-old great grandchild who is just a delight, and I learn a lot from her.
Yeah,
and
we learn a lot from kids.
Yeah, and we do videos for YouTube. Okay, on how to make things, and she is so funny because I didn't know she was going to do this, but I was making some kind of egg dish, and the next thing I know, she looks up at the cupboard door and says, "If you want to make a comment, put it in the space below." And I'm going,
she's filming you?
Yeah.
Is she 6?
Yeah, she's 6. And I'm going, "You've watched way too many YouTube videos.
Yeah, obviously she's a savant. She picked up on how to do it. Right
Oh
away.
yeah,
That's
right
it.
there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. You don't even have a channel.
Like and subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Hey,
really.
feel free to like and subscribe here too.
Amen. Yeah, so life has been an interesting journey, but you
Yeah.
know, lots of pieces.
You're a bit of an angel. Tell us a little bit about Sheila.
Oh,
Sheila Ray Charles.
Yes, yes. Miss Sheila was just a real, and it was one of those assignments. You know, I consider it an assignment from the universe, from God, whatever. I tried to quit many times, didn't work. Finally, I just said, okay, I'm here, and we'll do what we need to do. But Sheila was a singer, and she had a life of 20-some years of crack cocaine addiction, and had been in federal prison several times, and is the daughter of Ray Charles, the blind piano player. And she had as her mission to talk to celebrate recoveries, teen challenges, anyone related to drug addiction, alcohol addiction, that kind of thing, which of course for me connected to families and children.
Again, yeah.
You know,
It all
very
connects.
much, very important. And then she sang her dad's songs.
Awesome.
And she was, I told her one day, I said, you know, I knew you could sing, but I didn't know you were a comedian, because she would get up and walk around and she had them laughing.
Oh,
you know,
my.
things like, you know.
I wish I had a chance to see her in action.
Oh, she was a delight. You can watch her on YouTube. There's lots
I
of
will.
YouTubes of Sheila, and then there's one that we recorded with Lou Gossett, who
Lou Gossett Jr.?
Yes, yeah, with Sheila and Lou, and it really talks about her life story and her journey. So, but we had a lot of fun touring the United States, and then we went to Japan and performed at the Blue Note in Tokyo several times, and all over Europe and Russia and all sorts of fun places.
Well, why? I'd like an assignment like that, please. I think I could do that assignment.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, she was a delight, and we had a lot of fun together. And unfortunately, she passed away from breast cancer back in 2017, and it was. I think 5 years later, I was still getting requests for her to come and perform.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
people didn't get the memo, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah.
Well, you know that's such a beautiful thing too. I mean, that she's still getting, like, it's almost like she's still, a part of her still alive.
Oh yes,
You
yeah.
know?
Well, and because her music is out there, I live in an apartment complex, and I was in one of the community rooms, and they had the Blue Note or Bluetooth on radio, and the next thing I know, here was Sheila singing. I'm going, what?
Yeah.
You know, so her music's still out there, and it's just really, she touched a lot of lives.
Yeah, and she did good. She went to prisons and talked and talked about her recovery and
that's right.
all that good stuff.
That's
too.
exactly
Wow.
correct. Yeah, the first time she went back into prison, I went with her, and when the door closed behind us, and you know, we were locked in.
Yeah, the big plank.
Yeah. She had to take a deep breath, but she managed, and she did a really nice job, and was of great inspiration and hope to many people.
Oh,
so
that's a beautiful thing too.
Yeah.
See, you've touched so many beautiful people, and I think it's because you're a beautiful person. You know,
Well,
you're
thank you.
embracing this gift that's been given to you, whether you call it an assignment or not. It's a gift,
Well.
and it all circulates around the same thing, and that's healing families and
Right.
healing souls and individuals, whether they're
Right.
children or adults.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So God bless you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was the first time I met you? I think it was the Aging but Dangerous.
Right, when we were doing the model call.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I was providing some of my models.
Right, exactly.
To your shows. So that was fun.
Oh, wasn't it? We did, the Kick-Ass Model Group.
The Kick-Ass Model Group, yes.
They were really something.
It doesn't matter that you're 50 or 60 if you still can
strut your stuff. You bet. Yeah, they did a great job.
They sure did. I enjoyed watching those.
Yeah.
So you, what else you got going on? Because I know you got something else in there somewhere.
Well, let's see what else is. Oh, yes, Michael Peterson, who is a country singer, who had the top wedding song in the nation.
It sounded familiar, but
it's now I can't remember. Oh, Here and Forever. No, Love You Forever. Something. Anyhow.
Yeah.
Then he has.
I think it's like starting to come into my brain, but I haven't. It hasn't gelled yet.
So I'm having a lot of fun helping with his marketing and his planning, and he's getting ready to relaunch some songs. We've got a whole veterans album that's coming out, and he's such a fine person. I just love him because he's such a fine person.
Is he local?
No, he actually lives in Las Vegas.
Oh.
And I work with a team that is out of Utah and Nashville.
Okay.
And so I'm part of that team to co-manage him.
So you're going to be like traveling the world with him too?
No, those other guys can go.
I'll volunteer.
Yeah, he's done some really great things, and I suspect he will have a big impact in the coming coming years.
Especially in the veterans arena.
Veterans arena, and From Here to Eternity. That's the love song.
Okay.
Yes, that's the wedding song. It was the #1 wedding song.
I'm pretty sure I just recently saw it on a YouTube video.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah. Then there's another one called Drink, Steal, Lie, something. Anyhow, it's also a love song, but it doesn't sound like it.
It does not. Sounds like one of those lives you're trying to correct.
Yeah. I know. I just laugh about it, but it's another really great song. He's got some really good message music.
Wow. So, how do these things find you? Do they? I mean, because you, how do you keep up? You got a lot going on.
Yes, I do. I have a calendar. You know.
So do I. But there's a lot of empty spots on mine.
Oh no. I had a lot of fun things.
Well, I'm glad you managed to get here with me.
Well, you were top priority. I liked that idea. So.
Thank you. Well, and you connected me with Becky Amble, who you're also coordinating with on a project.
Yes, Becky.
Another project.
Well, she's on the project with the gal out of Massachusetts. She and her
book.
Right, she and her partner are doing the illustrations for that book using artificial intelligence. And so we're really excited about how that is coming together.
Yeah.
And it very innovative. And then of course Becky with all of her enthusiasm and her creativity. Next thing I know, she's got a song for the book.
Yeah. She's definitely a ball of energy.
Isn't she?
Like, a bit like you. She's got her hands in everything.
Yeah, we like each other.
You can keep up with each other when you have a conversation.
That's right. You know? That's right.
Nothing's going over the head, right?
No, we got it right down. So we have a lot of fun together. She's a really neat woman.
Yeah,
and
that
she's a lot to offer.
Like that project I think we talked about a little bit, but I want to go back there just for a minute.
Sure.
Because I think that there is so much good that can come out of that, and I can see such a a need.
Yes.
Even from my own upbringing where I was confused for years.
Absolutely.
About who I was and why I was, I living in this household that's not what I thought it was my mom and dad and my brothers and sisters, but I was actually a cousin. So
I see.
Yeah, and nobody wanted to talk about it because it's Minnesota. You don't bring it up.
I understand.
Where's my mom? Well, you just don't have one. It's like, pretty sure I had one. I had to have one somewhere,
Yeah,
So, and so it leads if we're not being honest and truthful with kids because you think they can't understand it or take it,
Right.
then that's the wrong attitude, because kids need to know the truth.
That's right.
If you start them out lying to them, then they're going to just think everybody lies to them. And,
Absolutely.
And won't have a trust factor at all.
That's right.
So I think it's so important, and I didn't mean to make this about me, but my tragic life.
There are many children like that. I have the gal that's doing the training program, or the program around the African American studies.
Oh, yeah.
She was put up for adoption as an infant and wrote a book called Finding Peoples.
Oh.
And Peoples was the name of her family, and she knew she was adopted, but how to find that original birth family. And so we're currently working on a movie script for that. You know, it's interesting stuff. I do have another project I need to tell you about.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a project where we're creating it's all around diabetes type 2 for kids, because that's a really big issue because of children's health in this nation, and there's a lot of kids are on the path to be diabetes type 2. Okay, so one of my partners out in California has created a bingo game that teaches kids what are the things that are related to diabetes type 2 so they can raise their awareness. And we have both an English and a Spanish version.
Oh.
And so we're having fun just getting ready to release that product and make that available.
How many partners do you have?
I don't know. I don't know, maybe 6 or 8, something like that.
6 or 8, or whoever just shows up.
Yeah, life is for the living. Come on.
Well, you could say that again. Life is for the living.
Yeah. I'm really blessed.
You are so blessed.
Yeah.
And you're an inspiration.
Well, thank you.
I hope a lot of people watch this, and I'm going to ask you to give us a little information on how people can connect with you in the event that you need another partner.
Or I can help them to find the right partner
There
for
you
them.
go.
You know?
Whichever works.
Yeah, the best thing would be to go to rediscoveringyou.com. And the U is the letter U, not the word U.
Okay.
So it's rediscoveringthelletteru.com. And just send me an email, connect with me there. I'd be happy to talk with anybody that might have a need, an interest, and do see how I can be of service.
Yeah, being of service is huge.
Yes.
I like to be of service as well. I think that's how we're supposed to be living our lives.
Yeah.
Not being in need constantly.
No. No. No.
Yeah, I think it's just wonderful. And thank you, Patricia, so much for coming and sitting with me today and having this conversation, and for introducing me to Becky, because what a great show that turned out to be. She's a great conversationist and has so much going on, just like you. So,
isn't it interesting?
Yeah. And it's called synchronicity for me. I mean, we all get aligned on purpose for some reason.
Yes.
For some reason, we're supposed to get all this out into the public eye, and this is going to go out to the people of Minneapolis and then also the surrounding suburbs, and we'll get it out on YouTube.
Perfect.
And with that, I have to say thank you again and sign us out.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Thank you. Thanks for keeping it real, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.